Welcome to Momtroversial, the podcast that dives headfirst into the beautiful chaos of motherhood and dishes on the stuff we wish we'd known and nobody tells you. I'm Alyssa, a crunchy mom who's all about organic living. I'm organized, opinionated, and your designated wing woman in any parenting bar fight. Tori and Leah are both preparing for international moves, Leah with a newborn, so they're taking a well-deserved break right now. But I'm not all alone. Today we have one of my very best friends, Meg, with us. Meg and I met um, kind of in high school, kind of in like pre-K. But then we re-met in high school where I just absolutely traumatized her by charging up to her and telling her I knew her from somewhere but had no idea how. Um, but
Such a good memory.
yeah, it was a great time. Luckily, we stuck through. We were in each other's weddings. One of my people. So Meg just recently, well, in the last 18 months, had her first, and you worked for a while and then you decided to stay at home. And I just really want to talk about like the transition, what made you decide to stay at home, all of those kinds of things. But I think just like a fun little clickbait, if you will, to start us up. Have you ever, since you've been staying at home, like gotten the feeling or had someone say like, oh, must be nice, like you just get to stay at home all day, like that kind of thing?
Oh my gosh, all the time. Like,
Yeah.
especially I feel like people who don't have kids, that's the automated response.
Hmm.
If someone asks you, "Oh, so what are you doing? Like, what's your job?" and you go, "Oh, I'm actually a stay-at-home mom right now." Oh, that must be so nice. Oh, you're so lucky. And it's hard because yes, I do feel very lucky that the that I have the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, but it's not always the nicest thing, especially now we're in the toddler phase. It's a little bit more intense, which I'm sure you get.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not a
but,
freaking
oh, I get it all the
vacation, okay,
time.
people? Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel like I do get that, like, "Oh, you're so lucky." And yes, agree with you. Totally lucky. But, I feel like a lot of times I've seen it, like, in my friends' husbands where, like, they clearly don't value the fact that their wife
mhm.
is a stay-at-home mom or that I'm a stay-at-home mom, like, it just doesn't, like, compute in the male brain sometimes, which we'll talk about later. But that really gets me. I'm like, "I'm gonna come for you.
Yeah.
This is hard
You
work."
don't understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
But let's just get into, like, the the whole shift of you were working. How did that feel? What kind of made you feel like the transition to being at home full time was the right one for you?
Oh. Well, I mean, I've been working basically since I was 16, whether it was summer jobs or working in the restaurant, which we got to do together. So fun. Or working on campus, or after that. It- I think right before I had found out I was pregnant, I actually left the job I had been in for the past 3 years because I was just suffering from severe burnout. It was an amazing job, but I was really struggling, and so I knew I needed to take time for myself, and there was some family stuff going on. And it was right when I decided to go back to work because I was going crazy in the house and I couldn't stay home any longer, is when I found out that I was pregnant. So the job hunt kind of became a lot more desperate then, and I found an amazing company who decided to hire me even though I was pregnant. And I think that they kind of thought that I was worth it, but that added another level of stress because I felt like I had to prove I was worth it.
Mhm.
Um, and I I just wanted to make sure that I did the best job I possibly could, and I really, really loved what I was doing. But at the back of my mind, I knew I was like, in a couple months from now, I'm gonna have to take off work. I have to show them that I'm still worth it, that I can come back, and so they can still have me on their team. But let me tell you, I was not prepared. No matter what you told me, no matter what any other mom told me about, freshly postpartum, I was not prepared for what that was gonna look like. And I think now I went back to work even though it was remote after 2 months. It was just barely 2 months,
Mhm.
and I was so lucky to have such an amazing support system. My husband he's amazing. And he was also working remote, so it definitely things worked out in the beginning, but then slowly my role started to become more important and they were adding more opportunities for me, and they were considering giving me a promotion. And then when they finally offered it to me, it came with the caveat of starting full time in the office.
Mm.
And it just didn't make any sense. We were already struggling so much trying to make the childcare work, and we couldn't do the full traditional preschool or put her in a preschool, and it it was really hard because I felt like I was failing them, like these people who were so amazing and they had taken such a risk by hiring me and helping me out through all of this. I just I felt awful. But I knew that that was what's gonna be best for Bella, and at the end of the day, that's my priority is what's best for her.
Yeah.
Um, so it was really hard. I'm still struggling with it, honestly, and I left last summer, and there's still days where I'm like, "I need to get out of this house or I'm gonna go crazy." Like,
Yeah.
just
Amen.
for an hour. Like, get me to the grocery store, get me to a park, get me somewhere, and in the winter, I'm sure you understand, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
When you're trapped inside and going outside is a whole event, you gotta put them in the coats, you gotta put them in everything, and it's definitely gotten better now that it's summer, but for a while there, I thought I need to get in an office, like, even a cozy little office where I'm working on spreadsheets and SOPs, like, that sounds like such a nice break compared to what I go through at home. And again, I love Bella, like, I say that all day long, but that doesn't invalidate the feeling of just needing a break sometimes
100%.
outside of the family dynamic. So, it's been interesting, to say the least.
It is hard, like, what you were saying about, like, wanting to be worth it to people. I kind of felt that at, the beginning with Reagan too. I always knew I wanted to stay
Yeah.
at home, but, I didn't I didn't think about it, like, any further than that. I just knew that once I had my first kid, I would stay home and I would quit my job. But it was like it was 2, I guess, like, 2 different facets of, like, making sure it was worth it. Like, first, I was like, "Okay, well, how much have I made at my job? Have I made my college
Right.
degree worth it?" You know? Or am I
Yeah.
just throwing that away? Like you, especially for you, I was lucky, like, my parents um, they were in a position where they paid for my schooling, but, like, you worked through school, and that's so huge.
Mhm.
Like, for anyone who doesn't know Meg, she is the hardest working person you will ever meet. So, like, when she says being a stay-at-home mom is hard, it's, like, actually legitimately hard. But
It's
then
the
I was
hardest thing
like
I've ever done, but
yeah, literally. But then I was like same with, like, at work, I was like, "These people invested in me," you know? I've negotiated my way, like, through promotions and salary increases and that kind of thing, and, like,
yeah.
and then, I took maternity leave essentially. I took everything I could from them, and then I said, "Yeah, I'm not coming back." And that was kind
Oh,
of hard too because I was owed that maternity leave, like, that was part of the contract of
yeah.
working there, and I had been at my company for, I think, over 5 years at that point. So,
Mhm.
maybe almost 5 years. So, I had
Yeah.
fully earned the maternity leave, but it still felt like, I'm taking something from them, when in reality it
You still
was
had that sense of guilt?
yeah, when in reality I was taking something I was owed, like,
Mhm.
it was a part of the contract, just like I did work for them. But yeah,
Mhm.
it is like I didn't transition after Reagan was born, but I still remember, like, having to, like, justify it in my head and, having Cal, your husband, and having Ryan, like, being there and being so supportive of it, um,
Mhm.
I think made such a huge difference. And, like, that especially, I think I think men don't always understand how important their, maybe not validation, kind of validation, but like their understanding of everything that we go through at home, and that it is
Mhm,
a job. We just don't get a salary. Like, I
mhm,
think sometimes they don't understand that, and that can really make staying at home a struggle, make the marriage a struggle. Like, I
yeah.
mean, I've done the math just for the fun of it because, well, I
Of
did it
course you
for
did.
yeah, I did it for a finance course that, Ryan and I taught for the soldiers in his command in Korea, and,
Mhm,
just to kind of, well, it was actually, that was the marriage part of it. I was like, "Appreciate your wife," essentially, and, like,
of
I'm sorry, you cannot afford me. Like, I did all the math, and I told Ryan, I was like, "Just so you know, you're in debt." Like,
Mm.
um, I don't really feel that way
Oh,
because he is incredibly supportive,
of course.
and, he appreciates me, but I can see, like, if a man didn't understand that, if your husband didn't understand that, that would be so difficult because it's not like,
Mhm,
"Oh, it's an opinion thing." Like, literally, if you, like, counted up the cost of having grocery service, having meals made, having the house cleaned, having
mhm,
childcare, having a night nurse, okay, like who's getting
mhm.
up in the middle of the night, all
Yeah.
that stuff, it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, conservatively.
Mhm. Yeah. On
So
the lower end.
yeah. So, and it's
Yeah.
like, and then you put it all into like a sheet like that, and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm so overwhelmed. How am I doing all of this?"
It's hard,
Yeah.
right?
So, it is
No, and
really,
I fully support outsourcing in whatever way you can, but, oh
mhm,
my goodness, you're right, it's overwhelming sometimes.
yeah, being able to take
And I
care
think even just
advantage of, like, family and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like you said, I think it's just important sometimes even just to acknowledge it.
Mhm.
Um, just even the smallest, like, "Oh, thank you, you did, like, a really good job today." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I know, but it's nice to hear it sometimes."
Yeah.
Not to not to
Listen,
be too full of
you
myself, but
do know.
sometimes I'm like, "I
You
just need to
know.
hear it. I just
Yeah.
need to hear that it was an okay day," you
Mhm.
know? So,
I know that
I'm
that was
always
a
so grateful
delicious
for that.
dinner, but thank you for telling me. Although,
Exactly,
I'm
yeah.
more of an acts of service person, so I'm like, "So, are you gonna, like, do the dishes for me or something while you go take a
Yeah,
bath?"
exactly, exactly. Oh,
Uh,
yeah, put some action behind the words.
really, like, thanks for the thank you, but, like, what are you gonna do about it, 'kay? Oh.
No. I know, I know Ryan is definitely supportive of you, and I'm so I can say it all day long. I'm so grateful for Cal and everything he does for me.
I love it.
Something that's worked really well for us is we do the like, after my 9 to 5, let's be honest, it's really like a 7 or whenever she decides to wake
Ugh,
up, to 5
amen.
when he gets off work. And at 5 until 7, whenever she goes to bed, he takes her. So, like, he's got her right now. I can hear them running around screaming upstairs. Um, and that's worked out really well for us because it almost feels like I'm getting, like, off a shift or something.
That
Like,
is
it's the end of the
awesome.
workday. But, it doesn't always work for everyone or people have different family dynamics, but it's what works for us, and it's definitely taken a while to kind of figure out what works for us. I think for the
Mhm.
next kid, years from now, I think it'll be a lot easier because now we've kind of got an idea of what we're dealing with versus in the beginning it was all talk. Like we had no idea what we were
Yeah,
getting into. You don't really know until you're actually in it. So
yeah.
I'm
I've
just grateful to have a
heard,
partner who I can learn with.
yes. I've heard that if 0 to 1 is hard, 1 to 2 is so much easier. So, just hold on to that.
Yeah. I mean, well,
Uh,
how is it for you though?
well, so for me, so I was just talking to a friend about this. I've, like, done, like, research on this. Not necessarily legitimate research, but, like, talking to moms and that kind of thing. It seems like if 0 to 1 is hard, then 1 to 2 is easy, and 2 to 3 can be a little dicey. But if 0 to
Mhm.
1 was easy, 1 to 2 was hard, and 2 to 3 is easier. So for me,
Okay.
0 to 1 was a really smooth transition. I think partially because I had such a terrible pregnancy with Reagan that I was just so
Mm.
happy that she was, like, alive and here, and I wasn't pregnant anymore. And I had great friends in Tennessee that, also stayed at home, so I had, like, things to do because we'll talk about it later, like, that's half the battle of being a stay-at-home mom is, like, you're just all alone all day, and you have your kids, but, like, sometimes your kids can't even talk to you, or they're just yelling at you, and you're like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, so I'll keep you updated if 2 to 3 is in fact easier, but 1 to 2 was
yeah,
really hard, so I'm hoping that it can't get harder than that.
yeah, and they were close in
Ah,
age too,
that was
so
hard, yeah. Mhm.
Ooh.
Oh, I feel like I just told Ryan the other day, I was like, "I'm failing at everything." And he was like, "Okay, well, what do you want me to do?"
Aw.
Um, he was like, "Do you want me to come home from work?" And I was like, "No, because then I'll fail at keeping you at work." He was
There you
like,
go.
"Okay."
Yeah, I'm just
Oh.
it's I do feel guilty sometimes, like, I prayed so long for this baby, and like you
Mhm,
said, like, during a rough pregnancy too, or, like, even, like, leading up to actually giving birth, and I was like, "I just like, please, God, let me just hold this baby." Like, I just wanna
mhm,
hold this baby. I've been pregnant for and wanting her for so long. And then I feel so guilty sometimes, like, now that I've got her, and there's days where I'm like, "I just want her to go to sleep. I just
yeah.
want her to go to bed. I just wanna have some free time to myself." And then I stop myself, and I feel so guilty with it, but it just the all day long with this beautiful baby who I love so much, who just terrorizes me all day long, it really can get so mentally and physically, but mentally and physically exhausting,
Yeah,
and trying to grapple with that guilt of, like, I'm so grateful for her, but also, like, please be nice to me.
yeah.
So,
I do
it's
feel like
definitely an interesting dynamic.
yeah, I do feel like that's gotten, like, easier and harder as they get older in that, like, we can have an actual conversation now, you know? Like, Reagan and I can talk things
Mhm.
out a little bit, but also, like, there's still times where I'm like I literally will tell her straight up, I'm like, "Mommy cannot handle your whining. I hate whining. You need to go to your room until you can come out with a happy heart." And and at this point, we've had enough conversations about it that they will, and, like, KK especially will go to her room and then come out, like, literally point 0.2 seconds later, she'd be like, "Mommy, I have a happy heart now." And I'm like, "Do you? Do you really?"
Sure, bud. Aw. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, but it
But
is having the conversation helps, I feel like, a little bit. Just being able to
yeah.
and because like, if I can regulate my emotions enough to have the good conversation, like, they will parrot it back to me, so that's helpful.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah, being able to model the language has gotta be so useful.
yeah. What about the thing that nobody wants to talk about, money?
Mm.
How did that, like, factor in to, like, the adjustment, that kind of thing? Like, I know for us, we, because I always knew I wanted to stay at home, when we got
Mhm.
married, we lived on 75% of Ryan's salary and saved my salary and the other 25% of his. So while it
Yeah.
was a little bit of a sticker shock of, like, our savings account is growing a lot slower than it used to, like,
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
didn't have to, like, drastically adjust our lifestyle, you know? Um,
Mhm.
but how did that factor into, like, your decision and your adjustment and that kinda thing?
Well, it's hard 'cause, especially in the DMV area, childcare is so expensive.
So expensive.
Um, it's kind of mind-blowing, honestly, how expensive it is. And I know a lot of people who their work actually will, give them most like an allotment for childcare,
Oh,
and,
cool.
Cal's job does not do that. So it got to the point where it was almost like if I continue working, a lot of my income is going to be going to childcare.
Yeah.
Um, and I had always said that I just wanted her to be able to talk, to communicate,
Mhm.
um, better, to be able to tell me if there's something wrong at the daycare, and that's just my paranoia, but being able to tell me
No, I
if
feel
something's
that.
wrong or if something happened, and obviously she was not at that point. I when she was only 9 months, I think, or 10 months, I think, is when I left my job, so it's just I, it was a really hard conversation to have, but again, Cal was so supportive with it, but for me, because I had always worked or I had always had the almost like financial, independence to kinda
Yeah.
do whatever I wanted with my money and I had control over it.
Mhm.
Even when we got married, I still had that income and I could kinda decide, obviously with a partner, but primarily it was me deciding where the money goes.
Yeah.
And then now kinda shifting to I don't have a steady income, primarily relying on, savings and on Cal's income. It was so hard for me and I felt guilty with every purchase, every grocery store visit
Mhm.
thinking like, "Do I really need this? Like, how can I budget? How can I make sure that everything is going to line up perfectly?" And it was and it still is extremely, stressful,
Yeah.
just to put it simply. Um, and especially now that she's getting older and there's all kinds of other things getting added into the mix, like swim lessons and,
Mhm.
I Cal was talking about, like, "We should put her in ballet." I'm like, "She's not even 2." Like, let's let's give her some years before, she actually knows what she enjoys, but there's just so many different activities, and of course, you have to kind of account for that and budget for all these different things,
Yeah.
and, I think that's one of my biggest things of, putting off another child just because of thinking about adding that for another one and all the expenses that I had when, baby's first born.
Yeah.
Thankfully, and I'm sure you know this, with the second kid, you do have a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
A lot of like the staples, which is so nice. Um, but I think that that was definitely a very stressful point for us. But thankfully I'm with someone who he's like, "Don't worry, like I can like we've got this." Very
Mhm.
supportive through the whole thing. Like, "We'll figure it out." Like if something comes up and I'm stressed out about it, it's okay. Like let's sit down, let's talk it out. Like what can we work through? So I'm just
Cal is the
very
greatest.
grateful to have he's such a rock. Like he's so like I could be losing my mind and freaking out and he's so calm through it all. Like, all right, it's okay. Like let's figure it out. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, I love
But it
that.
was not easy. It's still
It
not easy.
is. Yeah, it is hard. Like, you know, I don't feel like we're lacking for anything necessarily, but,
Mm.
we're not going on a cruise or going to some all-inclusive resort every 6 months. Like, that's just not the reality of our
So
life. Um, and yeah, I guess some could say that is lacking, but, we do other things. We have fun. We're gonna try and take the
mhm.
kids to Disney, I think, for Christmas, and that'll just be what their Christmas present
Oh.
is. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've been very anti-Disney for a while just because of, politics and such, but, Reagan met Anna and Elsa at a birthday party this summer, and, like,
Oh.
almost, like, in tears. She was so happy, and I was like, I literally, like, I can't take this experience at this age, like, I can't take that from her, and
Mhm.
also can't take it from, like, myself.
From you?
Like it was
Oh.
it was a reel or I was reading something, it was like their childhood is your parenthood, you know? And,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
can't take watching her have that joy from myself, just like I can't take that joy from her. Even if she doesn't even know it
Yeah.
happened, you know? Like, she might
Mhm.
not remember it, but I will, and I'll get
Yeah.
videos,
I
so
don't know. I feel like she's at the age where she would remember that,
I
and I
think
I
that
think
she
that would
will.
be
Yeah, KK, I'm
yeah.
not sure about, but
I don't know about KK. I never know about KK.
you never
That's
know
pretty
about that
funny.
girl. She crazy.
Aw. Yeah.
Um,
I
but yeah,
I think that'd be special, but I understand there's a lot that kinda goes into that, but
yeah,
I don't
it's
know, I
like
think
something we have to
trips instead of,
intentionally save for.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
and I think as I'm getting older, I'm definitely along the lines of, experiences over physical gifts,
Mhm.
so
I'm so
that
anti-toy
sounds
right
like it'll be
now.
fun.
It's, like, such a
Yeah.
fight to get him to clean
Can
it up. I'm
imagine.
like, "Why are we doing this?
No.
Why?"
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah. So we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but, like, how have you kind of combated how being a stay-at-home mom can be really lonely?
Oh, it's definitely better when you're in the area, I'll say that.
This
Um,
summer was the greatest.
I it was so fun. Just 'cause, having kids Bella's age, who, with a parent who's not working, so they're able to go out and do stuff during the day,
Mhm.
it's game changing. I have a lot of really amazing friends in the area with kids, but a lot of them are either working or the kids are, different ages, and so they're either older or younger than Bella, so it's kind of hard
Mhm.
to find activities that like align, like they're interested in.
Yeah.
Like Bella right now is a huge park girl. Anytime she sees a park, she just recently learned how to add the extra syllable at the end. So it's not a pa anymore, it's pa. Kuh. So it's hilarious every time I drive past a pa. Kuh. So that's all she wants to do is she wants to go to the park. She wants to go on hikes. And I don't at the moment have another mom friend in the area who's
Yeah.
able to go on those kind of things with me
Yeah.
easily. On the weekends, it's great. We can make things happen, and she's got her little friends, and we
Yeah.
have some really amazing people in our lives. But it's hard because a lot of the times it's just her and I, or calling up another friend, like my friend Ani. We just went on a hike with Ani, and it was so fun.
Fun.
Um, but it's it's hard trying to um plan outings with her when it's just me because sometimes I'm so tired, I don't wanna go out and do it. And I
Yeah.
know she's gonna have so much fun, and I know she needs that almost enrichment,
Mhm.
but I I would much rather just do something at home, and I have to almost force myself to go. It's so much easier when you have another person texting you being like, "What you doing?" Like, "Let's go do something,"
Yeah.
or doing it with another mom. Um, so it's definitely it's been interesting, but, again, I'm so lucky to have family in the area. I'm so blessed to have my mom who, for the most part, is able to come and do stuff with us as well.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but I know I'm missing you guys.
That was so fun. We were this summer when we were in Virginia for Ryan's schooling, before he took this job in Arizona. Meg and I were like, what? It was like 10 minutes to your house for the first time
We're
in,
so close.
I mean, wow, that's embarrassing. Like 10 years. How have we been out of college for
Like a
almost
decade?
10
Yeah.
years? Yeah, like, okay.
Oh
Um,
my god.
but it was so fun, and we would just, like, do whatever we would do. Like, I feel like at least once a week we saw
Mhm.
you, and it was just so much fun. And it was so
Yeah.
nice because, like, we're from Virginia, and so I did have friends there with kids and all that kinda stuff, but, when you're moving all over the world, it's so hard to, like, really keep up with people, um,
Mhm.
and you've just been someone that I've always kept up with, and so it kind of just we just, like, dropped in where we left off, but now we
Mhm.
both had kids, which was really fun because that was, um
Yeah.
that was
A
something
whole
that
other
for a
bonding
while.
experience.
Yeah, it was for a while, like, when you have kids and your friends don't have kids yet, you can totally still be friends, like, obviously, but
Mhm.
it is a lot harder because your life revolves around this kid, and as much as they might love your kid like their own, there's nothing like having the kid be your own. So you're like
Yeah.
I would all the time, I'd be like, "They probably just couldn't care less about everything that I'm talking about right now, but I have nothing else to talk about."
Right? It's like, "This is my life," and they don't really get it until they're living that life.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the more positive things about staying at home mom, because we've talked about how hard it is, and part of that is because I think, like, both of us would say we don't wanna ever diminish how hard it is, and we don't want to look at someone who's like, oh, should I stay at home? Should I not stay at home? And be like, oh, it's all rainbows and unicorns. It's the best
Mhm.
thing ever. And if you're not enjoying it, like
Mm.
you're wrong. Like that's just not how it is. That's not true. That's not realistic. Um, but I think also like I would say a lot of days I'm literally like I'm living my best life. Like you want to go to
Mhm.
the pool? Let's go. You want to go to the farmer's market? Let's go. Let's plant a garden. Let's do like I love
Mhm.
that I can do pretty much whatever I want, whenever I want. You know,
Mhm.
let's go for a walk. Let's
Yeah. It's gotta
go
be
for a hike. Go to the park.
right?
Yeah.
And it's gotta be nice too now that your girls are older, because 'cause I'm just now getting to that point where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, she's like a little human being. Like, this is
Mhm.
so cool," you know?
Yeah.
Like I said, going on walks, going on hikes, going to the park. Like, it's definitely it's so much fun. And I think the biggest thing that has been just it just really blows me away is being able to watch all of her milestones and actually
Mhm.
being there for every single one and getting to see her start to talk more or like learn a new word or a new funny thing that she does, or she just recently got really good at jumping. I don't know if we saw that when you were here last, but she jumps now
No.
and it's so exciting. And so people will come over who haven't seen her for a while and she shows off her jumping. They're like, "Oh, this is amazing." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, "Wait, yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks." Like she's so good at what she does. It's been so cool getting to have that, front row seat to this little human being growing up. So
Mhm.
that's really been amazing because I did miss out on a couple things when I, like, went back into the office, and it just happens, and, thankfully, I had my mom who's recording every single second of it, but it's, yeah, I'm so grateful that I'm able to experience that and watch her grow up.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. Uh, Reagan and KK, please go back to sleep.
I
KK,
thought I
give
heard
me
them.
Anna. KK, give me Anna. Oh, Anna's Ray Ray's. Hey, give me Anna and Ray Ray. You may come and get Anna when your light turns yellow. Deal? Okay. Okay, crazy. Please go to sleep. Yeah, when your light's yellow. Go get in bed, please. Thank you. Anyways, maybe we should leave that in because that's just stay-at-home momming. Like,
So oh my gosh,
oh,
that's pretty
I
funny.
don't even remember what I was talking about. What were we talking about? Oh, it's fun. It can be fun. And like and there are like you literally just like watch their brains develop. You're like, "Oh my gosh." Like you
Mhm.
understand this. And I feel like a lot of the time it's retroactive. Like I've been working on something with them and then all of a sudden I'm like, "You did that. You did it." And it's so exciting.
It's such a good feeling.
Yeah.
I love seeing their tiny little brains working out problems.
Yeah. It is so fun. Like
Um,
yesterday we made cookies. And did it take twice as long as it needed to? For sure it did. But the squeals of joy when I said, "Okay, get your aprons and your chef's hat on," that my mother-in-law got them that they love,
oh,
and,
so cute.
like, it was time to make cookies, like, they were so proud that they made the cookies. It was so
Mhm.
cute. I love it.
Oh,
Um, and it
yeah.
is like, those kinds of things are really just so great, and, like, we're growing our garden and I'm like, "There's
Mhm.
tomatoes on our tomato plants," which is blowing my mind that it's actually working.
Mhm.
But,
They're
like,
actually growing. Oh,
they helped me plant the little seeds, and, like, now they see what it is, and it's so cool.
it's so
What
fun.
would you say about how I feel like this is my opinion, so you feel free to disagree with it, but I feel like the world is, like, waging a war on women as moms and, like, telling us that if we're not in the office, if we're not in, the working world, s then we're not fulfilling our potential, and we're letting men, like, step on us and that kind of thing, and I just feel like that is, like I'm sorry, I am literally molding the minds of the next generation. Like, I feel like that is such a powerful thing, and, like, I am investing
Mhm,
in my daughters. Like, what is more feminist than investing in your daughters and even investing in, hopefully one day, your sons to, uh, to
one day?
to treat your daughters and to, like, treat women as they should be treated, as, like, you know, equality is thrown about all the time, like equal human beings,
Mhm,
valuable human beings, instead of just tools to get what you want, which I feel like is a lot of the way women are treated these days. What do you think about that?
mhm. Um, I've seen both sides of it. Like, for example, especially in this area, everyone is so driven. Connections are so important. It's almost like
Mhm.
climbing a social ladder. I've talked to a couple different people about it. You can kind of see when I'm in that situation that's not kid centric,
Yeah,
and people are always asking, it's like, okay, what's your title? Like, what's your job? What do you do? You can
yeah,
almost see the light go out of their eyes. Where I'm like, oh, I'm a stay at home mom right now.
yeah.
And it's like almost the conversation switches off because it's almost as if there's no value in that position to some people. But I do know some absolutely amazing moms who are working moms. And I'm always so blown away and so impressed by how they do what they do because even though
It's
it
like
didn't work
2
for me,
full-time jobs.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah,
It's so impressive. Being able to juggle the daycare, being able to juggle their job and all the meetings and everything. It's just I'm so impressed by them. I definitely do see specifically in this area, I'm sure it's all over the country because I've heard other stories about it where women, specifically stay-at-home moms, are seen as like, "Oh, well, that's kinda what you're supposed to do." Like, that's kinda your job, like, it's undervalued in a certain way.
super prevalent in the
Um,
military community.
and I think it's such a I think it's so valuable. I think that
Yeah.
people definitely take it for granted. Um, so I definitely see both sides of it. And I think what you said though about taking an active role in raising the next generation is so, so important. And I'm very grateful that I get to do that. And I'm in a position financially where I can stay at home
Mhm.
and I have a partner who supports me staying home. Because I love being able to teach this little human being. And I definitely have seen. Cal always says he's like, oh, the fact that she's meeting all of her milestones, and the fact that she's so advanced or she's doing all of these things is because you and because you're staying home with her. And I know that it's per kid. Every kid is different. Every kid grows and develops differently. But it has been really amazing to get to work with her on all these specific things and actually be able to see the progress.
Mhm.
Um, and I I don't think I could, as much as I do sometimes feel like I'm going crazy staying at home, I don't think I could go back to work and miss out on that again, especially for the next kid. Boy or girl, I don't know if I could give up on having such an active role in raising them, but that's just how it works for us. But I definitely think that under stay-at-home moms are undervalued for sure. And working moms, but definitely stay-at-home moms too for everything that they do. It's a lot of invisible labor. But I'm just very grateful for the time that I have had with her to be able to, work with her as much as I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad turned me on to this woman, Erica Komissar, and she talks about, it's called attachment style parenting, not necessarily like, you're attached to the hips 100%, but, she talks about how important, like, specifically 0 to 3 and being there for your kid from 0 to 3 is, not just, um not just because, it's what you're supposed to do, but, like, literally, like, especially socially and emotionally, it's where most of their personality is defined, I guess, and,
Mhm.
there's so much development that happens in that small amount of time, that like just intentionally being there for your kids, even if you can't be at home all the time. She does say like being at home is the very best top of the line thing you can do for them. Um, which is like nice to hear when you are at home. You're like, okay, it's worth it. Um,
Mhm.
but uh like anything you can do, like if you're, working part-time and you need some childcare, if you have to have full-time childcare, like that kind of thing based on your situation. She talks about in her book how uh how you can best support your kids through those years because they're so heavy
Mhm.
developmentally. It's called Being There. Why prioritizing motherhood in the first 3 years matters. And it's also nice to hear like how important the mom is, you know. You hear a lot
Mhm.
um how important dads are, and um how much it really affects a kid to have a dad in their life or not, and how it can make it like easier or more difficult, that kind of thing, based on obviously different situations. But like to hear how important you are as a mom to your kid, especially in the earlier years, is really nice because
Mhm.
I think just being no one can understand being a mom unless you're a mom. Like, we can have wonderful husbands that support us and do what they can to understand and that kind of thing. But like, you really like, it's just one of those things that you could never understand until you're doing it.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I remember
So
thinking
yeah.
with Reagan, like, oh, well, I've been a nanny, I've babysat, like, now I'll just be a mom. Like, it's pretty much the same thing. And it was
Mhm.
like so not the same thing.
Yeah.
No.
No, being the primary caretaker, like
Hmm.
like
The mental
that
load.
child's person, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not something I was prepared for, and I'm still figuring it out day by day.
Yeah. Well, let's transition into momtroversial moments, the moments that make us laugh as moms, cry, whatever in between. And so I'll go first so you can kind of get an idea, because I kind of gave you like 10 minutes of notice. Sorry.
So
um, but we always have a controversial moment at the end of our episodes. Mine is actually going to be how I've been getting through specifically this pregnancy and the absolute exhaustion. And it's what I'm drinking right now. It's my mocktail. And
oh,
it's a Just Ingredients energy drink, a little bit of pineapple juice, some sparkling water, and some fresh mint from the garden because and Reagan, she
oh,
will go out and she's been given some scissor freedom that I hope I won't regret. She will
yes.
go out and she will cut me my little mint, and she's so proud of it. And now she even's like, "Mom, I cut some mint for me too. Can you put some mint in my water?" It's so cute.
Oh,
It's
that's
so
so
fun.
sweet.
So we have our mocktails together, and Cake is
That's
all about it
adorable.
too. But it's literally gets me through like the afternoon, evening, because
Yeah.
even once Ryan gets home, usually I'm like, okay, you're on duty. And I like literally put in my headphones and I watch a show or I listen to a podcast while I make dinner. And that's like kind of my like decompression time, kind of like what
Mhm.
you were saying that Cal does.
Yeah.
Um, and so that and my little mocktail have been getting me through things. And Reagan helps.
I know. Such she's gonna be such a good big sister. She already is,
Oh
but
my
such a good
gosh.
big sister. That's amazing.
Seriously. She's the greatest. So what about you? What is your
Yeah.
momtroversial moment, Meg?
I don't um, yeah, when you had texted me about it, I was thinking, I'm like, what's like a funny moment or something about Bella recently that I could talk about? And I think one of the things, kind of what I mentioned previously, is how she started to kind of her language is really exploding within the past really it's been the past week.
Yeah.
Um, and she's starting to add syllables onto the backs of words and saying almost like the full word. Before it was ball, instead of ball. But now she's doing it, but she's emphasizing everything. So it's not like it's not much. It's ma. It's like it gets really deep afterwards. Like the park. Pa, gu. Um, and I think one of my favorite things was when for the longest time, she's called Bo and Harper, my dogs. It's Popo and then hop. It's like she hasn't really been able to say it. And for the
Yeah.
first time, it was like 7 in the morning. We had just woken up. And we're coming down the stairs and she goes, Bobo. I go, yeah, that's Bobo. Yeah. So that was really cute because every single morning we say hi to the dogs and I kind of take it for granted. I'm like, yes, that's Harper. Yes, that's Bobo. But then that morning it was just, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you're actually saying words now. So it really hit me like a train. And
I
it
love
did
that.
I become a little emotional? Maybe, but it's fine.
Are you
It's
basically a
just, yeah.
teenager
I was like, "You're growing up too fast." Because for the longest time, I just would say, "Oh, I can't wait till she can talk. I can't wait till she can communicate. Like, I don't know what she
Mhm,
needs. I can't wait for her to talk." And now
mhm.
that she's talking, I'm like, "Wait, no, it's too fast." So, I don't know. I don't know if that counts as a
No,
moment,
that's
but that was the first thing I
literally
thought of.
the perfect momtroversial moment. I love it. Well, thank you so, so much for being here. Um,
Of course.
and not making me do a solo episode because I don't love listening to solo podcasts, so, like, I could never. Even though if anyone knows
Oh,
me,
no.
you're probably laughing because you're like, "Oh, so you could literally talk until you died." But I could no, not on camera, I
Oh.
couldn't. Oh, well, thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you. And thank you everyone for listening. If you want more information or just to reach out to us, we're on Instagram at Momtroversial Podcast, and we do pretty much nothing on Instagram because we suck at it. But if you message us, we will respond. By we, I mean me. I will respond. Um, and we also have links to like pretty much all the things we've talked about. There will be links in the show notes. And if you like us, give us 5 stars. If you don't want to give us 5 stars, don't rate us because apparently 5 stars is all that matters. But thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you next time. See you later.